What is going on, Cincinnati Bengals Talk? Welcome in. It is announcement night. We're really excited to have you. And naturally, as all these announcements go, I'm going to stall for a minute so people can join this live session. And sorry to take you away from the Field of Dreams game. I heard the Reds are really crushing it, aka it is a football town for those wondering. And we're really excited, Andrew and I are, for this announcement in what's coming here to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. As you know, Andrew Foxmiller, who edits all of our highlights and a lot of our videos here, there he is. He's built a cult following. A cult following here. Like there were comments 30 minutes ago, like if we don't get AFM, we riot. So I guess that's your name. You're like a mid 2000s band, AFM. That sounds like something my wife would have listened to. So
hence the shirt. You think I wore this to please the masses? No, I did not.
Yeah. Anyways, Andrew and I are really excited for what's coming, which is, before we get to that, we're also going to continue everything that we're doing. Nothing that we've done is stopping. Nothing's really changing. But if you've seen some of the teases that are out there, we are adding. The team is growing. And that's the exciting part about it. And is there anything you want to say, Andrew, before I get to the big announcement here?
No, I mean, other than I'm really excited. And we've talked with some of the people that we're about to introduce here throughout this live stream, and they're excited. And we've had a lot of great conversations, and I cannot wait for you all to see everything that we're going to be delivering on this channel. It's what we've dreamed of, James and I, since we first decided to do this. And this is just the next big step.
Yep, it's the next big step, and there's going to be many more big steps, but tonight is a giant one because Cincinnati Bengals Talk is adding 2 shows weekly that are going to be live streaming right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. The first of which is going to happen this Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. The man is coming out of retirement. Joe Goodberry is joining the Cincinnati Bengals Talk team to break down film, to talk about the X's and the O's in both Joes, Mixon and Burrow, and so much more. I don't know how we convinced him to come out of retirement. The guy's been in high demand. You're going to hear from Joe in just a second, but we're really excited to have him on the team. And no, wait, there's more. It's an infomercial. It's a Cincinnati Bengals Talk infomercial because Elise Jesse, who has Emmys on the shelf, by the way. Emmys, all right, and you've seen her on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. She's going to be hosting a weekly show every single Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And the beauty about Elise, she is going to be in the locker room, bringing you interviews, bringing you different T. Higgins clips and player clips. Did you see the T. Higgins, Lyle Collins clip that went viral yesterday? Yeah, that's what you're going to get here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. So what are the names of these shows? Well, we had a crack team that broke it down, and we went back and forth, and we talked about it. And the first of which, it's pretty obvious. Look at this. Bengals on the Brain with Joe Goodberry starting this Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And then the OT with Elise Jesse starting next Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And you're going to hear from both of them right now. But first, I do want to tell you that Nick Suberling is going to be our editor. We're adding him to the team because I've grinded up Andrew enough as far as video editing is concerned. We needed to add someone else. Nick Suberling, hopefully you've ran into him, seen him on Cincy Jungle. He's done a ton of Bengals stuff, so we're really excited to add this trio to the team. You're going to hear from all of them during this live stream. But first, you got something to say, Andrew? Because I was about to bring in Joe. What do you got?
I was going to say maybe we missed our chance to roll the hype video. Now that I think about it, that was the only thing I was.
Oh no, go ahead. Let's do it. What do you know about the Cincinnati Bengals? Joe Goodberry. He knows a lot. A lot of people know you naturally, whether it was Locked On Bengals when you were hosting it, whether it was Twitter, which your Twitter following is big as Paul Brown Stadium can hold. I think I'm pretty sure you pretty much have that Twitter following.
Close.
But really close. Look at you. really excited to have you join the team, my man. What any initial thoughts about you coming out of retirement to host Bengals on the Brain every Tuesday night here on CBT?
Well, I just want to thank you guys for sending out the Built Bar private jet. And, I felt like Brett Favre, when they were courting him in his lawn, and, you guys were just hanging out there until I finally answered the door and said, sure, why not? Let's do this. And no, but I am excited. It was a good 2 years off, year and a half, really, and where I could just relax and be a fan and reset myself and get my wires straight again. And I feel like I'm ready to do something. I'm ready to talk Bengals ball and really just, do everything that I normally do in terms of evaluation and film breakdown. And we'll go over some data. We'll go over some analytics. We'll have some discussion, and we'll just, whatever we see, we'll have a good time on those Tuesday nights.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to have you back in the fold and get your opinions. And obviously I'll be tuning in as well. But for especially the viewers watching that might not be as familiar with your work, what are they going to get when they tune in this Tuesday at 8 o'clock?
Well, we'll have the game obviously Friday night, the Bengals Cardinals preseason game. So I actually like preseason. I love preseason actually, because you're going to get to see all these players that you wouldn't typically get to see. You get to see these guys that may be starters in 2 or 3, 4 years sometimes, get a good groundwork on what that may be. It may be a guy like a Jeffrey Gunter, right? You want to watch him and see how he does. We'll review that. We'll see how he plays. We'll see how much Joseph Osai plays, Jackson Carman, Cordell Volson. We'll go over some breakdowns, some data that may pop up and come up over the preseason and into the season, obviously do the same things. But we're mostly going to focus on player evaluation. Give you stuff that you can say, yeah, you know what? I didn't see this on live view, but now that I saw it on the Bengals on the Brain show on the Cincinnati Bengals Talk YouTube channel, that now I see that play that Cordell Volson made there in that third quarter, that block that really sprung, whoever it is at running back at the time there. And, you get something to talk about with your friends.
Chris Evans.
No, not in the third quarter, because he's already out because he's playing a big role this year.
There you go. That's true. I was just thinking about breakaways and breakout years. Yeah. And Chris Evans is the guy that I'm hoping for because, people that know me know I'm bullish on Chris Evans. No, I'm really excited to have you on the team. You've been on this channel before. So it's not like we haven't had you. But now our viewers get you once a week. And it's to me, especially once we get into the regular season and you can break down Joe Burrow passes, the good, the bad, this offensive line, all this excitement. That's the thing, is we wanted to bring people quality content. And now half hour a week at least, fans are going to be able to get some Joe Goodberry on video with some film breakdown, some takeaways, some stats and analytics. So I'm excited for it.
Well, I always said to myself, I'm not going to come out of retirement until they fix the offensive line, because I was so tired of talking about it. So once they did that, I'm like, all right, let's do this. I'm not doing weekly offensive line checks anymore.
It wasn't the fact that we did go full Brett Favre treatment. And by the way, this is not going to end up like that did, because the Vikings were terrible that year. This is not going to be that way.
They got, remember, it was the what did they call it? Where the defensive coordinator for the Saints got in trouble and got fined because they were hurting them in the playoff game. They got to the playoffs
that first year, but then the second year they tried to really court him. And hey, come back. We were so close. NFC title game, so close. And then, but you're right. Brett's first year in Minnesota went really well. So yeah. That's the expectation here. That's the bar. You need to get some MVP votes.
Yeah, finally get some MVP votes. You're right.
Yeah. He's Joe Goodberry. Hang tight, Joe. I'm going to bring everybody in just a second. We'll get back to Joe in just a second. But now I mentioned Emmys, and I don't even see them in her background, but they're there. Believe me, they're there. Elise, Jesse, every Thursday here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk at 8 o'clock with the OT. Elise on with me now. What's up, Elise?
Hi, James. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited that you're doing this. You're coming out. And it wasn't retirement for you, but now you're going to be on screens all across Cincinnati again, which I know Cincinnati is going to be happy about. The Bengals are going to be happy about it in bringing the people some awesome content from the locker room. So I'm really excited that you're back in the mix here regularly now from a TV standpoint.
Definitely, yeah. Happy to be back on screen, and I'm really thankful that you brought this opportunity to me. And yeah, I can't wait to get started. Bringing everybody as much content as possible. I'm really excited to get those key interviews for you guys. And I like to go beyond the podium because I feel like the players and the coaches give you much better answers when they're away from a group of people or the podium. You get much better stuff when you're talking to them one-on-one.
Like when T. Higgins said, "Oh," which we did post today on the channel as a short, a YouTube short, reacting to Lyle Collins. But that's the stuff, and I think that's the beauty of these two shows. Is Joe's going to be doing this analytics and film breakdown stuff, and then you're going to be in the locker room and doing interviews, and then on Thursday nights, kind of go beneath the pads a bit and get stories and ideas and get these personalities out there that fans really haven't gotten to see up close because of COVID in quite some time.
Right. And I mean, the roster turnover has been across the board. So it's going to be interesting to find out more about these guys, learn more about, what their likes and dislikes are. A big thing, Andrew and I were talking earlier today, one big thing that I really love to do, and I know he does too, is find out how these guys like to dress for game day, how they take out their outfits, things like that is really, really interesting to me. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I will never forget. Maybe it was 2015, and we flew with Buffalo and the Bengals, and George Loco was wearing this gold hex tie, and I interviewed him after the game, and I was asking him about this tie, and he said it was like $1,500 or something. It's like, what? How do you pick something like that out? How do you decide to wear something like that?
You know what I would do? I'd leave the tag on. And make sure
and return it.
But they probably, if it's $1,500, they're probably like, "Hey, you can't return this. You buy it, it's yours. That's it." There's certain things that I'm not sure are returnable. That might be one of them. $1,500 tie. That's a little out of the CBT budget, Joe. Just so
Slightly.
you know, if you want that tie, or Nick or Andrew, that's slightly out of the budget. So, $1,500 ties. And the thing is like the fashion on this team is better than those teams. I think that's fair to say, because they're young, they have money, and they compete in the locker room with who's best dressed.
Well, actually, you could probably get that hex tie a little bit cheaper now that it's no longer new and in. You might be able to get a discount.
I never knew it was in.
So no, it's a gold tie and it's stiff. Like it's not a normal tie. I don't even know how he sat on the plane wearing this thing.
So I sound crazy. That our fashionistas are watching right now. Yeah, no, it's okay, because that's the thing though, is you're going to be giving fans stories and showing these guys' personalities, including again, I keep referring to the T. Higgins thing because people just saw it, but it's 13 seconds, and it was just the most natural reaction ever that you wouldn't have. No one would have known it. Right. No. A position coach would have told him about Collins, or he would have seen Collins out at practice, and that's how he would have found out. And instead, Elise gets it. So no, really, really excited to have you. It's been fun working with you at All Bengals naturally. And now we're expanding a bit, and I'm excited that, all of our viewers are going to see you weekly.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm really excited to get started with you guys. Can't wait.
And the man behind all of the editing for these shows, and we'll bring Elise and Joe back in just a second, is Nick Suberling. Hopefully you remember Nick from all the Cincy Jungle stuff. He's done, Cincinnati Soccer Talk, all that stuff as well. What's going on, Nick? I appreciate you joining. We got to give you some love. It took Andrew like a year to get his face out there, so it took you like 10 minutes. So you're well ahead of Andrew.
I'll take it. Yeah, thanks for having me. Really excited to get back involved on the Bengals side of things. It's been a few years since I've done that, but maybe some folks here watching tonight may remember the back in the day, Who Day Weekly, Inside the Jungle podcasts over at Cincy Jungle, but did that and took a little bit of a break from the football side, went to the European football side, and glad to be back and involved on the Bengals side again.
You picked a good time. I always say that because obviously there was a stretch where I wasn't in Cincinnati covering the Bengals, and they're like, "Oh, well, when did you come back?" And I'm like, April 2020, like 3 weeks before Joe Burrow got drafted. I picked the right time to come back. And so, if it wasn't going to be that time, I think you're picking a pretty good time to come back. So yeah, it's exciting. Who do you like more, Joe or Elise? I'm just kidding.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just kidding.
I'm looking forward to working with both of them. Yeah, it's funny. It's crazy. I was going through some stuff recently. We just moved about a year ago, and I was going through some old notepads that I had just laying around on my desk from things I would take notes on. And I actually have Elise's name written down on this notepad as a potential guest for the Inside the Jungle podcast, however many years ago, and just never reached out. But now here I get the chance to work with her. And I've had Joe on the show many times. I've been telling him for years, dude, you need a show. Dude, you need a show.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's got one. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's really exciting. That's a full circle moment, right? That's pretty cool.
Yes.
And let's bring it full circle now and bring everybody in here because we've been going in and out. So there's Andrew, there's Elise, and there's Joe. Boom. We're all here. The gang's all here. Welcome to the new Cincinnati Bengals Talk. This is exciting. Look at this stacked roster.
The comments, people are excited. I might flash them up as we're talking. They're all just comments, not questions. So no need to really pay attention here. So
you should. Yeah, you should. Why did that change there? Anyways, it doesn't matter. Two best Bengals in the business now working together and we get it for free. Yeah, that's the thing. Elise and I were talking about this today. It's free. You could get it on your phone. You can get it on your Fire Stick, your iPad, your TV, because everyone's got a smart TV now. You don't need cable to do. You have an internet connection anywhere, and you're getting Cincinnati Bengals Talk. You're going to get multiple shows a week. You're going to get all of my stand-ups, all of Andrew's editing, all of the reports from the locker room that you've already gotten, and now we got even more coming on the way. 2 awesome shows. So that's the fun part, guys. I think overall is. This is it's going to be a really fun season for the Bengals, and we're going to be covering it from every angle.
Yeah, and I know some people joined the stream a little late and are still asking questions, James. I don't know if you want to kind of rattle through what we've been talking about up to this point.
Oh, they're still asking questions. Yeah, no, let's do it.
Those that joined late, what's the announcement?
Yeah. No, that's fine. Hold on. Let's play the teaser one more time. Boom. All right, so there's the teaser. That's what you've seen. Well, you're going to get Joe Goodberry every Tuesday night starting this Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. The Bengals on the Brain Show with Joe Goodberry. Catch that every single week. It's weekly. So you hit that subscribe button, you ring the bell, and you're going to get the notification every time it premieres or goes live, 8 o'clock every Tuesday. Elise will be right behind. Thursday nights, 8 o'clock, giving you an inside scoop from the Bengals locker room with the OT with Elise Jesse. So if you're just joining us, we just added 2 extremely talented people that have covered the Bengals in different roles for a long, long time and followed the Bengals in different roles for a long, long time. And they're going to be giving you great content in different ways. And I think they complement each other perfectly. And that's just in addition to everything else that we've already been doing here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Look at that. Look at De Niro. Yeah, man. Look at him. What M list. Welcome, Joe and Elise. Look at this. Yeah, show them the love. Show them the love, Andrew.
Oh, we have a question. Sorry. I did star that because I thought it was a good one. Sorry.
Elise, do you have a question in mind already that you can't wait to ask someone?
Oh my gosh. I have a million questions running through my brain about what I want to ask certain people. I think one of the questions that I want to ask to Darren Simmons is how he is going to get, any sleep this week. That dude's job is just going to get more intense and more insane with the preseason. Because, if you're on the fringe and you can help out special teams and you can add value there, then you're very likely to make the team. It's special teams first and foremost. And so Darren Simmons is going to have to look at all of these guys who are on the fringe, and his job's going to be so hard this month. I kind of want to see if he'll let me join him on a day of trying to break down film and see how some of these guys pan out.
The thing I love about Darren Simmons, and you don't hear from him as much as you do, Zach or the other coordinators, he's such a straight shooter. He'll tell you exactly how he's fit. He told this story on the record. I'm not breaking anything. He was like, some guys will be great in practice in camp, And then they get out there in the preseason and the lights are just too bright. And he named it. He was like, I remember Dan Scuda. And he just went in on this long thing about how great he was in practice in the first preseason game and second preseason game. It was just bad, just awful. And so it's just hilarious that he named someone. And obviously Dan stuck around for a bit. So it's not like he wasn't okay, but.
Well, he's not going to shy away. He's not going to shy away from controversy. He's very straight up with everybody. And I think that's something that the players really like about him is that he doesn't beat around the bush. He just is straightforward with you. And that's something that I like too. I like honesty. I like when someone's straightforward. And those are the kind of people that I really like to interview because you learn so much from people like that.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of learning, a lot of people are going to learn from the Bengals on the Brain Show with Joe Goodberry. Joe, what you're going to have a Joe segment, right? Focusing on Joe Burrow every single week, just to give our viewers a little idea.
And Joe Mixon as well. I just figured it was natural since I'm a Joe. The Joes are carrying the team right now, and it's Joe Mixon and Joe Burrow, not me included. But that segment will be Joe Knows Ball, and we're going to go on maybe the key plays of the game where it was either Mixon or Joe Burrow. And, hey, maybe Joseph Ossai makes a play, and he sneaks in there. I may have to stretch it a little bit. Maybe Joe Williams makes a nice block. No, that's not a Joe, but I could stretch it. But I did want to say when Nick was talking about he's told me for forever that I need to have a show. I want to say 2011, I met him for a game in Cincinnati. That was a long time ago now. If you're, I was a young man trying to break into this thing. But Nick and I met up, and he's been trying to recruit me to do something. He's like, he wanted to produce. He said, I don't care what it is. I'm going to produce something for you someday. Well, I didn't know it'd be 11 and a half years later.
Do you remember the game? Because I can tell you the game that it was.
Of course I remember the game.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
All right, go ahead. You got to tell us now.
It was the Carson Palmer return with the Oakland Raiders. And Geno Atkins on like the third play of the game just plowed him over, and it was awesome.
And if the stadium's ever been louder, it was also against the Raiders in the playoff game just a few months ago, right? So that was like the moment where I was like, whoa, this is nuts. But yeah, maybe only topped by the playoff Jermaine Pratt interception.
And that was the last game I had been to until this past fall when the Jacksonville game, and then Joe and I saw you there that night as well, James, for a brief moment when you came into the stands and were amongst us. But that was a good time. How it might have been 20. You might be right. I think it was 2011. I
think it was, it had to be around there, maybe 2012. But
No.
That's the night, Nick, you drove home and tweeted you made it home, and you live like 3.5 hours away.
Yes.
And I was like, dude, I'm still here. I'm still at the stadium. That's so funny. Because we were DMing, and I'm like, I still got like an hour, so enjoy your sleep. It's so funny. Yeah. Oh man, Andrew, you've been quiet. You good?
I'm kind of reading through the comments and flashing them up as we're all talking here.
Good.
On my shirt. Someone commented on it.
I can't take my eyes off the shirt.
It's $150 out the door. This is clearance because of the complicated patterns. Everyone that would know will know based in the comments what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We could do this and make Andrew. Let's see here. Hold on. Will it work? It won't work with 5. Okay. I was gonna try to make you big and all of us real small, so we could really zoom in on the shirt. But with 5, that isn't necessarily gonna work. Look, it's really exciting, and here's the thing: is I can't wait to watch both shows because I think I'm gonna learn, and I'm at the damn stadium every day, and so. That's the fun part about it for me, and that's why everybody watching, and when you watch it this later in the announcement, just make sure you tune in every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8. We made it pretty simple. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 o'clock, and sign up for the notification. Boom, watch it where you are, or if you do miss it as it premieres, you'll be able to watch it later too. So that's the other thing. There's built-in DVR right here with Cincinnati Bengals Talk.
Free.
Free. All right. Anybody else have anything before we sign off for the evening? It was exciting night. Here's the thing: is we've talked about this has been in the works for months now, on and off.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad we can actually talk about it freely. Speaking of the word free.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I would say even more than
at least I made Elise laugh there because nobody else responded.
She's laughing at the silence.
We like you talk about months, James, but it was really from the beginning. It was like we're gonna add, we're gonna make
yeah,
we want this
sure.
to be a place that you go to get a variety of Bengals content. And then all of a sudden the Bengals were going to the Super Bowl. We didn't have time for anything than just to go. And finally this offseason gave us the ability to do that, and couldn't be more excited.
For sure. I mean, it was always the plan, but plans change or they get delayed and don't, all of those things. So I think it's the perfect time because we actually were able to take a breath and design this and do this right. And I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great because we got a great editor in Nick. We got Joe and Elise, who everybody has seen somewhere, whether it's on WLWT or on this channel or on Twitter or wherever it is. Really, really exciting. Brian really wanted to see you, Andrew. So I'm glad that you gave him a little, paid him a little due there by sharing his comment. But every Tuesday, it's Bengals on the Brain with Joe Goodberry right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. And not only are you going to get that, you're going to get the OT with Elise Jesse every Thursday at 8:00 Eastern time right here on CBT. So should I take us out? We good? Joe's got something.
Just a couple guys here. It sounds like they're over in the UK and they're saying, oh, that's 1 a.m. for me or wherever they're at. And I'm thinking, you can watch these anytime. They'll be up on YouTube. You'll get it in the morning.
Yeah, they won't disappear. It's just they're going to premiere right away. And sometimes they'll be live, but you'll be able to interact with people that are watching alongside. But yeah, they're still going to be there. Like for those that missed this premiere tonight and this announcement, it's still going to be on YouTube. So a lot of people that haven't seen it live will be able to see it. So yeah, it's not going to disappear. That would be torture if we were like, hey, you got to stay up till 1 to listen to Joe and watch.
They will though. They're passionate.
They were passionate. They were ready.
Yeah, there was.
I would stay up until 1 to listen to Joe Goodberry.
Oh, come on.
I tried to have Joe on my show back when I was on TV a long, long time ago. So many times. I thought he lived in Cincinnati. He was so good at what he did for the Bengals.
That's
Joe's like,
part.
Elise, I don't live in Cincinnati.
That was the worst part over like the last 10 years or so. Is someone in Cincinnati like, hey, can we get you to like come in and do this? And I'm like, you got 7 hours away, maybe.
If only Zoom was a big thing back then.
Yeah. And now they're going to get you every week. So you know what? You can just be like, hey, yeah, you can get me on Tuesdays at 8.
That's where
you can get me. I'm just kidding. Anyways, Alexa, set my alarm for every Thursday at 8. Yes.
Say it louder so everyone's just schedules it, right?
Oh my God. My Alexa just picked that up. That's hilarious.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'll have to cancel that. Alexa, cancel.
We need a fancy graphic for Nick too. I kind of felt bad. I started looking for like a pen and paper next to me. I'm like, I'm going to make something up for Nick while you guys are talking. And then I have anything.
I'm happy to be behind the scenes. I was in front of the camera and behind the mic for so many years. I'm ready to take a back seat.
I'm just going to draw a picture of you.
You guys look good at, every week, right? So that's that's the thing. It's a 3 editions. Only 2 made the hype video, but it is 3 editions for sure. There's no doubt about that.
Be busy making him look good. Be careful with that one, Nick. James's philosophy, it's a slippery slope. I've lived it for a little over a year now. So
Andrew always picks the worst pictures of me and then uses them.
He gets so mad. I have a rotating just arsenal
even
of
for the
cutouts
thumbnail
of James.
For this announcement. It's like the biggest announcement in channel history, right?
Right.
And this dude picks one that makes me look like I'm hungover. And I got to blast this out all over social media. And I ignored it. But the first thing I said to him today, right before, I'm like, man, you couldn't have found a better picture. I'm on camera all the time. You couldn't have found one where I looked okay.
Should have used the picture from Instagram when he's at the pool.
That's right.
That'd be great.
And with that,
can we? One last thing.
Yeah.
Yash, he does ask a lot. We don't do many live streams, but he stays up late in London. He's dying to know the answer to this question, James. Let's just do this one.
Right now? Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Max deadlift.
Yeah, I haven't deadlifted in a long time. When I did, I was in the 3s. I couldn't tell you that. It's been years, man. I'll do a lot of workouts and stuff, but I haven't consistently deadlifted in a really long time. But now I'm going to build it up and I'm going to get back into the threes again just for you. Built bars do work. So, and you
Maybe
know what
then-
else works? What? Go ahead, Andrew.
I'm just saying, maybe then you'll like the pictures I put in your thumbnails once you get to that point. I don't know.
Oh, man.
It's good motivation.
It's something. That's what it is.
I can already picture the YouTube short. Here's how much James deadlifts. And then that's about a minute.
a minute. Deadlift takes like 6 seconds, man.
Perfect.
Your explanation, I mean.
Oh, yes. It would be at least a minute long. And our show's probably about 25, 30 minutes long. They're not going to be 2 hours long or anything crazy, just so you guys know. But they're going to give you a lot of information in a short time. They'll be fast moving. They'll be entertaining. You know, Joe, you know, Elise. So yeah, I'm really excited. I think the announcement went well outside of Andrew's snarky comments and jokes about my deadlift and my Alexa going crazy over there. So I think with that, if you're just joining, catch Joe Goodberry this Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern time right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Elise, a week from tonight at 8 o'clock. That's why we had it. Thursday, 8. Get you in the habit now because the OT debuts a week from tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. So for Elise Jesse, Joe Goodberry, Nick Suberling, and I saved the worst for last, Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien signing off for now right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.